So you need to go from this to this ASAP because you have an important social event coming up and there's music and dancing. And you don't want to be the guy who's standing in the corner drinking all alone. Don't worry, I got you. In this 3-part emergency dance crash course for mature guys, I'll take you step by step through the process of gaining rhythm, loosening up your body, picking up a few casual but versatile dance moves, making them look natural, and the next steps for taking the dance moves public. No alcohol needed. Let's get into it. To get things started, I have to first address the biggest mistake guys make when first trying to learn how to casual dance. We put way too much emphasis on dance moves. What do I mean? Well, typically when we see dancing in YouTube tutorials or in the movies, they're usually focused on choreography or fancy dance moves. They're great and all, but they don't translate to casual social events. It's not about trying to remember a bunch of random dance moves. What you should be focusing on instead are the dance grooves. Now, a dance groove is a repetitive motion that you do with your body that syncs up to the beat of the music. For example, this is an up groove. And when you sync up the up groove with some footwork, you get something that looks like this. Another example, this is the rocking groove. And when you sync this one up with a pivoting motion with your feet, you get something that looks like this. Once you master the dance grooves, the casual dance moves themselves will start to come natural to you. So how do you begin learning these dance grooves? First thing, we need to start developing some rhythm for dancing. If you're a musician or if you have music training, then feel free to skip to the next part. The simplest way for us to develop rhythm for dancing is through rhythm exercises with hip-hop music. The reason being hip-hop music has a very predictable beat. Let's first listen to a hip-hop beat. What I want you to do is listen to the clap of the beat. Okay, so this is a hip-hop beat. Listen to the clap. 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 So for this first exercise, what I'm going to do is I will play the same hip-hop beat and I want you to clap to the beat. I'm going to be clapping to the beat with you first and then I'll let you do it on your own. Alright, so I'm going to count you in and we'll clap to the clap. 1, 2, here we go, and 1. Try to keep up. Not bad, right? Okay, so for this segment, I will allow you to clap on your own. I'll count you in. 1, 2, 3, go. Not too bad, right? So if you were able to keep up, let's continue on to this next segment. For this next exercise, what I'm going to do is count 1, 2, 1, 2. Basically counting to the music. How it works is for every second count, so the 2, it's going to land on the clap. So I'm going to play the song and I'm going to demonstrate and then afterwards we'll get to the exercise. Alright, I'll count myself in and start counting. 1, 2, 3, go, and 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, and alright. Seems pretty simple, right? So essentially, we're going to be counting 1, 2, 1, 2, and the second count, the number 2, is going to land on the clap. Let's try it out. I'll count you in and allow you to do it on your own. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, go. 1, 2. let's try to speed things up just a tiny little bit now. So it's going to be the same track, and what I want you to do is to count to the beat. So the 1, 2, 1, 2, but a little bit faster this time. Okay, on my count. 1, 2, 3, go. 1. 'If you were able to keep up, then let's now move on to the next section where we'll be working on the first dance groove. The first groove here is the up groove. It might feel a little bit awkward at first, but don't worry, you'll get it. So the up groove looks like this. And once you combine it with the footwork motion, it'll look something like this. Alright, to break it down, you want to start with your knees bent and push your body from here, going up. And then bend your knees and go up. So starting with knees bent, we go 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. From the front, knees bent, we go 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. So a common hiccup, you want to make sure your feet are planted a little bit wider than shoulder width apart. This will make the movement look more natural. So let's try it again. Knees bend, we go up and up, 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 up. From the side, knees bend, we go 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Let's get a little bit of practice in now, starting with knees bend. On my count, we go 1, 2, 3, go. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, and 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, and 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, and 2. Okay, let's speed things up a little bit now. Starting with knees bend, we go 1, 2, 3, go. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Alright, now that you have an idea of how the movement works, let's try it to a simple hip-hop beat. I'll count you in, starting with knees bent. On my count, 1, 2, 3, go. 1, 2, and 2. 1, 2, and 2. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, and 2. 1, 2, and 2, 1, 2, and 2, 1, 2. And 2, 1, 2, one more round, and 1, 2, and 2, 1, 2, and 2, 1, 2, and 2, 1, 2. Alright, let's speed the music up now just a little bit. So same beat, but a little bit faster. Okay, same thing. 1, 2, 3, go. 1, 2, and 2. 1, 2, and 2. And 2. And 2, 1, 2, 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 and 2, 1, 2. Alright. At this point, you got a sense of what the up groove feels like and what it looks like with music. So let's now move on to the footwork motion. The footwork motion itself looks like this. Looks awkward on its own, but once you combine it with the up groove, it'll look like this. Much better, right? Okay, so getting started for the footwork motion. You want to stand on one side first and take this foot, bring it out, and this foot comes in. And of course, from here, this foot goes out this way, and the other foot follows. So the counts go like this. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. A little bit faster this way. We go 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, step, touch. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. One more time. This way. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, and 1 and 2. Now let's combine the up groove motion together with the footwork motion. So starting on one side, we're going to start with the knees bent. And as we step out, we're going to do our first bounce. So it looks like this. 1. All right. And as we bring this foot in, we're going to do our second bounce. Boom. All right. So starting with knees bent, we go up and up. One more. Knees bent. We go up and up. One more. Knees bent. We go up and up. And once we're here, obviously we go to the other side. Our knees come back down. We go up and up. So we go up and up, 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 and up. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, up and up, up and up, up and up. Not bad, right? Let's try that one more time. Just a tiny little bit faster. Starting with knees bent, we go up, 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 1 and 2. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, and 1, 2. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, and 1 and 2. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, and 1, 2. At this point, let's try to bring our arms up now. So, elbows bent, one hand up here, one hand down here. Nice and relaxed. Okay, let's try it. So, starting with knees bent, same thing. We're going to go 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, and 2. Not bad, right? Let's speed it up a little bit now. Same thing, starting with knees bent. We go 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, and 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, and 1 and 2. All right, I think we are ready for some music. So this is going to be a hip hop beat, and I'll count you in. Okay, so starting on one side, knees bent. 1, 2, 3, go. 1, 2, and 2, 1, 2, and 2. Up, up, and up, 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 and up. 1, 2, and 2, 1, 2, and 2. 1, 2, and 2, 1, 2. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, and alright. At this point, you got an idea of what the step touch dance move looks like. So what I'm gonna do is scale down the movements so it turns into something that looks more natural. To do that, instead of doing the full up groove like so, we're going to do more of a pulsing motion. All right? And instead of the full step, touch, it's more of a pivoting in motion. Putting everything together, we get the natural dance move. Before moving on to the next dance groove, if you're looking for some hands-on help and feedback for learning how to dance, then check out the virtual programs with the link below. This next groove is the rocking groove. So the rocking groove is much better for faster beat music. So anything from 110 BPM or faster. So for example, EDM or house music. So let me show you what the rocking groove looks like. When you combine this with a little bit of a footwork motion, it's going to look something like this. Okay, let's get into it. So, starting like before, you're going to have your knees bent, but the only difference here is in this case, you want to keep your core locked. So you want to flex your abs, okay? From here, what's going to happen is as you stand up, your upper body is going to lean forward, okay? So starting with knees bent, core locked. As you go up, body goes forward. So back, boom, back, boom. All right, one more time. Knees bent, we go forward and forward. Forward and forward. On the side, knees bent, we go forward and forward. Forward and forward. Okay, a little bit faster. Starting with knees bent, we go 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2. Facing the front, same thing. Knees bent, we go 1 and 2 and 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 1 and 2. Okay, I know it might feel a little bit awkward at this point, but that's totally normal. Just make sure you're bending your knees, core locked, and you're rocking forward, back, forward, back, forward, back, forward, and back. That's it. Let's get some practice in. So, slow counts, big motion. Knees bent, core locked. We go 1 and 2, 1 and 2, 1 and 2, rock, and 1 and 2, 1 and 2, 1 and 2, and 1 and 2, 1, 2, 1 and 2, 1, 2, 1 and 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1 and 2, and 1 and 2. Not bad, right? Let's try it a little bit faster now. So same thing, knees bent, core lock, we go 1 and 2, 1 and 2, 1 and 2, 1 and 2, and 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1 and 2, and 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1 and 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, and 1 and 2. Alright, you know what time it is. Let's give it a try to some music now. So, house beat is a little bit faster, so try to keep up. Okay, just like before, starting with knees bent. 1, 2, 3, go. 1, 2. And 1, 2. One, 2. Keep rocking. Five, 6. All right. Let's speed it up just a little bit. So, same house beat, but a little faster. Try to keep up. Same thing, knees bent. On my count. 1, 2, 3, go. 1, 2. One, 2. Keep rocking. 1, 2. Alright, now you have an idea of what the rocking groove feels like. Let's see what happens when we put in the footwork. So this is the pivoting footwork. It looks like this. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. So when we combine this together with the rocking groove, it's going to look like this. Nice and casual. Let's give the movement a try now. So you want to stand staggered like so. You want to have a little bit of space between the legs here. And from here, you want to make sure your weight is placed on the front, so the balls of your feet. And from here, all you want to do is pivot to the other side. And from here, pivot to the other side. So the counts go like this. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, and 1, 2. Okay, so you're staying on one side for 2 counts, pivoting to the other side for 2 counts, and then 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Nice and simple. Let's combine the upper body rocking groove motion together with the pivoting motion. So, standing staggered, knee bend, we're going to rock twice, 1, 2, and from here, we're going to pivot and do the next 2 rocks. Boom and boom. All right, so we go 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, and 1, 2. Okay, let's try it from beginning. Knee bend, we go 1, 2, and then pivot, boom and boom, and then boom and boom, boom and boom. A little bit faster so it looks more natural. Here we go. Knee bend, we go 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, and 2. Let's speed it up just a little bit more now. So starting with knee bend, we go 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Let's add the arm motion in there now. So the arm motion looks like this. Just punching forward. Nice and casual. Putting everything together, we're gonna go 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, and 2. Not bad, right? Let's give everything a try now to some counts. Let's practice together. So starting with knee bend, we're gonna go 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, and 1, 2. You know what time it is. It's time to try it to some music. So I will mention that this one might be a little bit more challenging, but it's alright. Let's get into it. Alright, starting with knee bend. On my count, 1, 2, 3, go. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. And 1, 2. 1, 2. Alright. Just like before, at this point, let me show you what the movements look like when they are scaled down into more of a pulsing motion. So instead of doing the full rocking motion, we're going to scale the movement down. So it's more of a pulsing motion. And in terms of the pivoting motion, what we're going to do is instead of doing the full pivot, we're just going to shift our weight from one side to another, one side to another. So when we combine everything together, it looks like this. Alright, and that's all for the emergency crash course. Once again, if you found this course helpful and you're looking to get some hands-on help and feedback for learning how to dance, then check out the virtual programs with the link below. Until then, this is Brian B., your living room dance teacher, and I'll talk to you soon.